So from last time revision point of view, what kind of importance? I believe that the question is having a kind of ABC marking. That is what I want to tell you. Let us say that the A is important, C is like not important, or we can say that C is the easy one, and this is the moderate. Uh, C question, that is category, simple question. Exchange ratio, earning per share, market price of the share. In my opinion, this is like important question. EPS calculation, maximum affordable, minimum required, EPS attributable, and everything. This is B category, not so important, but increase in the earning is given. At least you do see just one of the all working. This is important one. The consideration is paid in form of shares. Consideration is paid in form of shares. This is again important in my opinion. A very good question in my opinion. We have been provided with certain proportion in which the weights are to be assigned. This is a good question in which I would say that say first part is okay, second part is also okay. However, the third part of the question is important. This is again an important question. Bank example. This was a new point, especially the gross NPA. Balance sheet, slightly a new point. Capital adequacy ratio important. Gross NPA important. This is again A category question. Market value of the merged firm. This is again A question. Market value of the merged firm. This is C question. Later on it has been covered, this kind of question. C question. Later on it has been covered. This is a good question. This is again an important question in my opinion. These points are important. Maximum affordable, minimum required. Again, this is an important one. This is a kind of practice question. Again, over here, this part of the question is very important. Rest portion of the question is moderate, less important. This is again a moderate question because the earning information is not given but cash flows are given. So we assume that the earning itself is cash flow. With that we do answer. This is C category and this is A category. This is again important. Rest of the questions are C. This is definitely A category question. This is again a very good question in my opinion, because in terms of the earning, in terms of the market value, when to make which calculation, that is important. This is price calculation C, price calculation C, growth rate, that is C, dividend, that is P2 is C. The first one is also C, second one is also C. The third one is A category, but still this kind of questions are definitely covered very well in security valuation. This is in no doubt A category question. This is again A category question in which the valuations are also included. We are required to do the valuation based on net asset method. We are required to do the valuation based on the earning capitalization method, like that. This is good question. The cash flows have been provided for the purpose of valuation. This is again a good question. Cash flows are provided. That is, so the loss tax saving. Again, it is a good question. Especially this part of the question is important. Uh, Not so important. This is definitely important question. Both part of the question is very good in my opinion. This is again an important question, a new concept, decision making using a kind of capital budgeting. This is B category question. Demerger, important question. Value of the firm, important. Especially for simple limited working was more important than dimple limited. This is C category, not so important. This is a very good question, especially the third part. A and B are also very important. They are not very simple. This is an important question because we understand that say they have provided some very special method for the valuation. This is a concept that you are going to cover in portfolio management. This is C category question. This is again a good question. Earning capitalization method for valuation of the company. This is very simple question. Using two methods, again earning capitalization method, and there is one another method called net asset method. Based on that, the fair value is supposed to be found. This is like again a very good question. Buyback of equity shares. This is an important question because the question is extremely simple, but make sure that you are revising before examination because we must not lose mark. That question has been asked for at least 2 times in examination. Chop shop approach, a new method of valuation. Very important question. Valuation of the equity share based on free cash flow for equity approach. Value of the firm using free cash flow for firm approach. This is again an important question. Calculation of the weighted average cost of capital on market value from book value. This is again a very good question in which the valuation is based on the free cash flow for equity. Over here, the first part of the question is important. Second part we can just ignore. This is very important question. Using the proxy firm details, we compute the valuation. Excellent question with a new concept of warrant. Valuation of the equity shares. Again, excellent question. Valuation based on dividend discount model approach, net assets adjusted. Examination asks question for 12 marks. Then this is C category. Economic value added. In that say, this is what we can say B category question. This is again B category question. The second part of the question is important. Market value added. These are not the formulas which we use frequently, so just make sure. First and second C category, third is important. In this I have changed the question, and that was also C category, not so important, but the recent examination question, so I included it. This is an important question, especially the information about the value of the patent. This is important question in a way that say just be careful that say these two values are not matching.